Almost every action or platforming game has a snow or ice level. Or at least, they used to. It was just one of the archetypes. The desert level, the water level, the fire level, the ice level. A lot of times you still see these themes, but back in the 80s and 90s especially, they were as reliable as could be. And there's something about playing a snowy stage in a video game while the weather outside is the same as in the game, especially around the holidays, at least for me. I'm Joe, this is Same Name Different Game Gaiden, and these are 5 fantastic winter wonderlands in video games. Allow me to shock you all by talking about Contra on the NES. As discussed in episode 100 of Same Name Different Game, this is my favorite video game of all time, so clearly I gotta talk about the snowfields. I honestly feel like the level is a bit forgotten about when people talk Contra stages. It's between the very well-known opening stages that everyone sees, and the tough-as-nails final 3 stages that everyone talks about. And the boss fight is a little bit weak, honestly. But it's a great moment of transitional difficulty, featuring grenades being lobbed from the tree line, underwater enemies that can be tough to pick off, and of course, murderous snowplows that require fast fingers to dispatch. The Famicom version features snowfall and trees waving in the wind that help to further set the tone, and Bill and Lance, of course, prove that they are too tough to worry about seasonally appropriate clothing. Maybe it's the fantastic music that keeps them warm, I don't know. Also, this game takes place entirely on a tropical island, so I have no idea how this even works. I guess this is in the mountains, but it doesn't really look all that mountainous here to me. Moving on to the Super NES, you had to know Mega Man would make an appearance somewhere in this video. Most of the games in the series have an ice level, even if there isn't an explicitly ice or cold themed Robot Master or Maverick. Not only does Mega Man X feature one, but Chill Penguin is the first stage you should visit so you can get that dash power up. And it's a great stage. From enemies that throw snowballs that get bigger as they roll to you, to lumberjack robots, to the destructible igloos, one of which features an important item, this stage is a snowy delight through and through. Chill Penguin himself is a bit of a pushover by design, but he of course sticks with the theme. And as usual with this series, the music is great. You can't ever go wrong with the original Mega Man X. Bushido Blade and its sequel on the original PlayStation are perhaps the 2 most unique fighting games ever released. Realistic weapons-based one-on-one fighting that can see a combatant dispatched with just one swing of the blade. It remains tragic that there simply hasn't been a true follow-up to these 5th generation games. And it's in the first entry of the duology that we find our Winter Wonderland. The single-player story mode of Bushido Blade is not really the meat of the game, as is so often the case with fighting games, but it is how you learn the game. And it's also got a fairly unique approach. The first 4 fights take place in the Narukagami School complex, with whichever character you've chosen attempting to escape, having discovered, or perhaps having known all along and having a crisis of conscience over the fact that the school is a front for a society of assassins. This escape takes place in winter with a light snowfall covering the ground. This first area is massive, and you can actually run away from your opponents rather than fight them here, effectively skipping the first 3 fights. This one in particular is lodged in my brain as a Christmas memory because I got Bushido Blade for Christmas in 1997, and I remember playing a lot of it on that Christmas day. The persistent snowfall of the first area only served to galvanize that memory. I have intentionally kept winter sports games off of this list, or else the entire video would just be like SSX runs. But non-winter sports? Sure. My favorite installment of the Tony Hawk series, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, included a stage in Canada that is basically a skate park at the bottom of a ski hill, I guess? And it features some decidedly wintry objectives, like getting a kid's tongue unstuck from a metal pole, and burying a bully in a snowdrift. If you watched my 2019 Christmas video, you know that I associate the Pro Skater games with the holidays, and this is no exception. It came out at the end of October, but I played this game until I unlocked literally everything, so I was definitely still indulging while on my first college winter break. I could have done a list of only Super Mario snow levels, but this is the one that really sticks out to me for one simple reason. Snowball Park in Super Mario 3D World marks the debut of Karibo's Skate. Nintendo fans will remember Karibo's Shoe, a power-up that only appeared in World 5-3 of Super Mario Bros. 3. A big boot that a Goomba rides in, and once Mario takes it, he can stomp enemies that he normally couldn't, but this item disappears at the end of the stage. Part of what makes the shoe so cool is how elusive it is, and after 20 years, Mario and friends finally got a chance to ride in a different piece of oversized Goomba footwear, the skate. I remember just thinking this was so great at the time, a fantastic callback and a fun way to implement something new. I mean, just look at this tweet from right after I finished this stage the first time. Sure, more complex and challenging snow levels come later in this game, but this is the one that stuck in my head, simply for the surprise of seeing that skate for the first time. And those are 5 fantastic winter wonderlands for you to check out in video games over the holidays. Did I miss your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Now, whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Lunar New Year, or anything else, I hope you enjoy it. I'm Joe, and I'll see you in 2023 with more same name, different game. Hey folks, it's Joe, and I just want to thank you so much for listening to me talk about 5 snowy levels. Because I got COVID and because the WCW NWO World Tour video took longer than I wanted to, there's not a full-blown Christmas holiday video this year, but I wanted to get something out before the holidays, so... And I had enough ideas that I might do another one of these next year, but, you know, if you like what you saw, do all of this stuff. Sharing is the biggest thing, really. Like, comment, subscribe, obviously, but sharing this. Send the link to people who you think will enjoy it or get a kick out of it. That helps so much. If you want to support the show and get your name with these cool people here, you can go to patreon.com/same-name-different-game and sign up there. There's also one-time tips via Ko-Fi. Super thanks are turned on the channel here. All of that stuff. There's merch if you want that NWO style SNDG shirt that Joey Pink was wearing in the last video. You can get that merch store. All that stuff is linked below. Thanks so much for watching. And if you want more stuff like this, the Tony Hawk Pro Skater video is on the left. And on the right, let's go ahead and put the Die Hard Arcade video.